stronger than your past.
I know.
So this is gonna be like a documentary style. I had to go to Chicago for a work conference. I was invited to do some videography for my boss. But if you guys don't know, I used to live in Chicago, and I lived there for about almost going on 3 years. But it abruptly changed because I dealt with domestic violence. And I left because I was dealing with domestic violence. So I wake up November 6th, get on the plane. The night before, I didn't sleep much. There was just a lot going on. And I think I maybe got like a total of maybe 2 hours of sleep. Got on a plane and just hit the ground running when it came to work. Like, I was so busy, so I didn't get to film a lot. And during the day, I was busy. I was cool. I was fine. Not a lot of thought was going into, oh, I'm here in Chicago. We finally wind down. I had to go get to my hotel and all this stuff. So I met with my boss to, get my room key and all that stuff. And I was like, okay, I knew we were going to dinner because you mentioned that you're going with the other fellows. And we also need to talk about the panel the next day, November 7th. So I was like, okay, where we're going? They said the name and I was like, oh, we're going to... And I was like, oh, I never heard of that. I'm sure the food is great. So I was like, okay, text me the address. I will meet you guys there. I'm going to take a nap while you guys go to every other meeting. I had to get settled in, shower, quick nap, and then it was back at it. Finally get the text from my boss, and I saw the restaurant, and I was like, okay, where is this located? Because I've never heard of it. So I put it in my GPS, curious, because I'm like, the lady I was talking to obviously said that it was like more north. And I'm like, why are we going up there? Maybe I was thinking like towards Wrigleyville or something like that. Not where we ended up. So ironically, the restaurant that they picked was 5-6 minutes from my old apartment in the same vicinity. And I completely just started to panic.
I'm trying not to get emotional. I've been good all day in Chicago, but I didn't know where we're going to dinner, and the restaurant is literally 5 minutes from my old apartment, from where I experience everything. So I don't know how I'm going to feel. I don't know if that's going to be a trigger, being in my old neighborhood. Hey.
Have you talked to your boss yet?
I just texted her, because I called her, and they're in a presidential conference thing, so I just texted her. So I'm just waiting for her to text back.
I think you should go. Like, you're stronger than your past.
I know.
Go have a good time. Spend an evening with some quality business people. Be present. Forget what happened down the street or 5 minutes away. You're there for a reason. And there's only so much running and hiding you can do. You're already in Chicago, the very city. And we've been talking about this for weeks on end. Now the time is here. This is an opportunity for you to overcome that. Because what are you going to do? Just sit in a hotel? Now you're going to be thinking about the fact that you didn't go and why you didn't go, and then you're going to spiral down a lane that you don't want to go down. Go have a good time, have a drink or two, smile and laugh with these people. actually socialize. And then if it feels better, like, yeah, still get it off your chest and tell your employer, like, hey, this is my situation. I'm here to work. I'm glad to be on a trip like this in the first place. So I'm not going to let that come between us. I just want you to understand my situation. Boom. She's totally going to understand. There's no way she will.
I thought I was going to be staying in Chicago, Central Chicago. Never thought I would be over there. For dinner. How does that happen? I'm going to go. But... Whew. I'll be strong and go. But what the hell? I just got back. Why is the lighting so bad in here? It wasn't that bad. It was just weird seeing the hospital that I went to the same day, the Hotel Lincoln that I stayed in. It was just weird seeing those things. And I feel like I handled myself pretty well. But I need to go to sleep. I didn't get any sleep last night.
I was unable to film like the majority of the time because one, I am around a bunch of professionals and I know I can't use them as a backdrop of my vlog. That's just not okay. And I also don't want to film at dinner because I did not want to make people uncomfortable. I didn't want to make people feel uncomfortable. So I didn't film at dinner. But, you know, just going back to my old neighborhood and passing by like different landmarks that I had to visit when I escaped, like the Target I had to go to when I went to go get clothes because I had nothing but my cell phone and my dog at the time. I had no wallet, no nothing. Thank God Apple Pay was a thing. Going past the hospital that I was treated at was probably the most, like, that was probably one of the most triggering because it's like I went there to get seen for injuries, and those injuries stem from broken ribs to bruising to internal bleeding and just so much. And that I kind of broke down in the car on the way back to the hotel. The hotel that I stayed at when I left the hospital to meet my mom, because she came and got me, and where I met with the police. That was also, I had to pass that, and I saw it, and it was just like, you know, how I came here for work thinking I was going to stay in Central Chicago. How did we end up in the same neighborhood and pass all these landmarks? Like I said earlier, I felt like I was being tested. And it was just so ironic that it was, one, the day that I decided to leave my abuser, but two, we end up in the neighborhood that I used to live in on the day that I left my abuser 4 years ago. So I felt like it was kind of like a full circle moment. Like, okay, you can either run from this or face it head on, be a little uncomfortable, and realize like some things just may be all in your head, or you just have to overcome those negative thoughts, those feelings, and really just know that you're stronger than what you may think you are. It's the next morning. After getting some sleep, I feel better. Excuse me. I'm about to go get some breakfast, and then I gotta go to Target because, yeah, I need some stuff. I'm gonna have the conference. I'm gonna try to get out of here at like 9:30. So I have to be at the conference at 10:30, so I can at least like walk around and stuff. But yeah, let me go get some breakfast. be an extremely long day, so I'm gonna get ready. And then head to the hotel where the convention is, and then drop my bags off because I have to leave tonight, and then we will explore a little bit. So let me do my makeup. Let me get dressed. Let's see how I feel going downtown for a little bit. Alright, it's like you can barely see me. Well, it's 9:20 now. I said I need to be out by at least, I mean, the hotel is like around the corner, so I just need to be there at like 9:45, so I have some time to go to Target real quick. Like, that is the most important thing for me. And I gotta get my fit together because I just feel disgusting. You can't even see me. I should have brought my tripod. I don't even know what setting my camera's on. It's like PP something, and it just looks like dull and dingy. It's giving like document. I kind of like it. I don't know, but I need to switch it back for this conference because I don't think my boss would enjoy that. So I'm here for a legal conference, y'all. A law conference. Crazy enough that I'm here 4 years after I moved my abuser for a legal conference. Crazy. Okay, like, I did my makeup pretty fast. Like, I just do the base blush and stuff. Now I just gotta do my eyes and my eyebrows, and I'll be done. It's like 5 minutes, 5-minute makeup. My routine is not that hard. Like, you don't have to do a bunch of steps to have good makeup. I keep letting, let me finish. So this is my outfit. Minus the shoes. I'm wearing these bad boys. These are cute, but it'll be the complete look. A little dong going on. Okay, let me order my Lyft real quick. And even though I was only there for a short 2 days, I feel like those short 2 days were very significant. Yeah, I talk about what I've been through before. Like, I have a whole video on my YouTube that discusses everything that I went through and what I endured and what I overcame. And I guess this is kind of just like a reback, or I guess this is kind of like a circle back to like, okay, that was 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago you posted that video. How are you now? Because that was only 1 year removed at the time, and I was still a mess. And looking back of like just reflecting on how I used to be, how I feel now, how I react to things, I do still get triggered. I do still deal with PTSD. It's not on the scale that I used to deal with it. And didn't realize that until this year and this time came around, where I wasn't really having triggers, nightmares, flashbacks, things like that surrounding this time, October, November. And that's a significant feat. And then for me to actually go back to my old neighborhood, I did have a breakdown, but I eventually decided to face my fear and go, and actually had a good time. After being initially obviously anxious, but having a good time after that, and not keeping myself in a box, I think that's an amazing accomplishment. And I feel like, you know, I have the name Conquer with Court, because I overcame obstacles, some really bad obstacles that were thrown at my way, like that were thrown in my life. And I didn't let that deter me from growing and growing as a person. Not only the fact that, you know, I'm conquering some of the hardest things in calisthenics that has to offer, I'm conquering my emotions. I'm conquering my fear. I'm just conquering life. And life can be so difficult and so hard, and we go through so much. But you either sink or you swim. You have to learn how to swim in order to overcome things. And I learned a lot about myself. And I am truly grateful that I was able to experience that, and I don't regret it. I won't dive too deep into the whole situation. If you guys want to know my story, feel free to watch the video that I first post ever on YouTube, and kind of get to know me and what I went through and how difficult it was, because it was very difficult for me to not only leave an abuser, but actually go through a, you know, trial, fighting for myself, hearing the lies and all that stuff, and overcoming that while dealing with real life stressors. I was dealing with a lot around that time. So if you guys want to know more, feel free to watch. But yeah, that's a little about, that's my blog for this week. And, you know, I hope that gives you a little bit more insight about me. And if you guys want to know a little bit more about me, feel free to watch that blog. I'll be doing some more fitness related things soon, but I felt like this was important to kind of document, to show you a different side of me. And, you know, everybody has things that goes on in their lives. Like, nothing's ever cookie cutter. Nothing is ever perfect. People only put the best persona of themselves online. And I don't want to be that person to be like, oh, you know, my life is perfect and I haven't been through anything, and I struggle with so much just, you know, with mental health and, you know, overall well-being and stuff like that, things that people don't want to discuss. I'm going to be the person to be like, yeah, I deal with it. I've been dealing with it, and, you know, things may be difficult, but you can really overcome some of the craziest things that are put in your life. I promise you that, because I've seen and dealt with some things. But I'll leave it at that. I'll see you guys in my next vlog.